They described this as one every 500 years. But this was 2 days of torrential rain that caused all of this flooding and highways to be washed out. And people were on top of cars and farms were flooded. It was pure devastation. So they had no food, they had no water, and they were in dire need of help.
Well, I clearly remember the day. It was Tuesday, November 16th, and I was watching how Hope was completely isolated from the rest of the province. And there were over 1,000 people that were from Lower Mainland that were stuck. I actually heard one of my clients' daughter and her husband, they both lost their lives. And I just felt that I don't know how I can make a difference if I wasn't able to make a difference to those two people, but there are many other people that are stuck. I wanted to do something. How do I do it though? And that's when I reached out to my good friend Phil Moore, and I asked Phil, like, look, I don't want to hear no. And he replied back, how can I help?
All we really knew is we had 100% intention, and we didn't really have a mechanism of how to get the food there. But you know, realtors are good at cold calling, so we started calling helicopter companies.
I must have reached out to closer to 15 to 20 helicopter companies. I remember my first call, and they're like, what do you want to do? You want to actually take food, buy a helicopter to Hope? I go, yeah.
And we offered to them to cover their gas. And the response was, if you'll cover the gas, we'll deliver all the food you bring to us. And that's when the game was on.
So I got a call from Ron Basra at my office, who had just gotten off the phone with Phil. And it was hours after hearing that people had been stranded, not days, but hours. He said, we're going to do something to help. He didn't even know what it was at the point. And less than 5 hours later, they were loading a truck full of goods to go into a helicopter.
I reached out to social media to put the call out for realtors to help. We had realtors dropping off food in Vancouver. We had realtors dropping off food directly at the helicopter hangar.
Those 5 or 6 days, I must have received about closer to 5,000 text messages, calls, emails.
It was overwhelming. The community of realtors that came together to help this initiative was just incredible.
That one flight actually ended up being closer to 46 flights.
And both of them never asked a question about how much is this going to cost, how much time are we going to have to spend when we could be otherwise selling real estate. They put their head down and they went, and it was so great to see not only that, but the amount of other realtors in the community that jumped on and without any question helped out as well.
Well, there's certainly been many incredible leaders that have won this award before, so feels privileged to be in great company. Although this was a real team initiative, it was a real estate community that came together to make a difference. Really, this is their award. It wouldn't be possible without their help, and a sincere thank you.
I'd like to dedicate this award to all the realtors that helped us out. We could not have done this work without you guys, without the realtors. We did this work not because of this, we just wanted to make a difference. And knowing the fact that we made a difference, it's one of my proudest moments in my life. I've known Phil for 25 years, and I have always seen him dressed the way that he's dressed, other than when he goes and works out. When he was helping out, when he came in not wearing a suit, I was just shocked to see him. Phil, not only you're one of the best realtors, you're a better human being. I could not have done this work without you, and I really mean that. And I hope our friendship lasts for another 25, 30, 40, 50 years.
In November of 2015, myself and Ron found ourselves on a leadership course in the middle of California, building 2 baseball diamonds for a community in California. And the things that we learned on this leadership course in 2015 came into play in November of 2021. So it's been an incredible journey. We're on to the next project.